Are we okay? Is it safe? Listen, I don't want to be the guy who's bringing bad news, but if no one else is going to talk about it, I will. I don't have to tell you what the numbers are looking like right now. Depending on where you live, there's a very real possibility that your church may not be able to have Christmas service in-house this year. I know for most of us it's kind of a terrifying little voice in the back of our heads nagging at us, but if we don't prepare for it now, it could turn into a bigger problem later. Consider this a hopefully unnecessary thought experiment of what your church can do if you can't meet for service this Christmas season. Welcome to Blackbar.
Thanks so much for the Patrons who helped make this video possible. If you want to learn how to support the channel, check out the link in the description below.
Okay, first, let's get this out of the way. Pre-record. There are so many advantages to pre-recording your service that we kind of forget about on a Sunday to Sunday basis. Worship team make a mistake? Do it again. Is there something wrong in the mix? Fix it in post. Need to tighten up the sermon? That's not a problem. Pre-recording your service gives you the endless flexibility you need to make sure your final product is super high quality in everything you want. In addition, imagine how much easier it is to get volunteers for the first couple weeks of December rather than the week of Christmas. We all know how difficult that can be. This also means you as the viewer, whether you're a pastor or a techie, can rest assured that as long as you have a good internet connection, your Christmas Eve service will go off without a hitch. That peace of mind is hard to beat. Now, pre-recording is fine and dandy, but what are we going to pre-record? If we're not going to be in service, what are we going to put online for everybody? We talked with some of our certified pros on our Discord and we came up with a list of options that you might find handy in case your church service has to be online this season. If you haven't already, join our Discord. We're there to help each other, and I gotta say, I've been blown away by this community. There's so many people who have such amazing hearts to serve the body of Christ. If you haven't already, give it a try. You might just find that it's something really worth your time. Number one, songs and stories. The vast majority of Christmas services I've attended tend to bounce back and forth between songs about Christmas and then the retelling of the Christmas story. That can absolutely work online, but there's so much more room for creativity here. Who says you need to be on a stage? Why not find something more intimate, something a little more homier? Maybe pack up your worship team, do an acoustic set, head over to your pastor's house and set up in front of a fireplace and put up a couple of really nice Christmas decorations. You really have the opportunity to set the atmosphere here and do something special. Every single thing that you do that's different from other services you've had in the past will be that much more memorable in the mind of your congregants. Number two, set their stage. What I'd really love to see is churches creating resources and content that families can use to make their Christmases special. If we can't all meet in church, why not give them a little piece of heaven they can bring into their own home? Have your worship team record a special Christmas EP that you distribute to your congregants. Maybe your pastor can write a short devotional that he can hand out to parents who will then read it to their children on Christmas morning. I've even heard about small groups doing a gift exchange by using Amazon wish lists. They all jump into a Zoom call and they all open these gifts together on Christmas Day. It's creative and it's fun. Of course, we'd rather be together during this Christmas season, but taking advantage of these digital spaces to make your congregates' Christmases that much more special is an awesome way to spread the love of Jesus this Christmas season. Number three, serve your community together but separate. Strategize and equip your congregation to be a light in their neighborhoods, their families, their workplaces, wherever. Compile a list of ministries in your community and encourage your congregation to get involved with them. Just make sure that whatever you suggest is in compliance with your local government and current COVID restrictions. Learn about local soup kitchens. If you can't hand out food, donate it. Find out the needs of your local homeless shelter. Make a list of the needs of your congregants and have families support each other. On a more personal level, remind them to reach their neighbors. Look for areas of need in your communities. If you own a snowblower, offer to help your neighbors with their sidewalks free of charge. Buy families groceries using a service like Ship. If you have a lonely friend, send them a dinner over DoorDash and then Skype with them. Invite your friends to a digital dinner. Use a service like Zoom or Discord or FaceTime. If you really want to get ambitious with this one, use another grocery delivery service, buy them the ingredients for the meal and cook it together. It's time to shatter the mold on how we can serve our communities. In the age of COVID, who are the widows and the orphans of the church? We may be confined to our homes, but we can still make real connections and spread the gospel if we're willing to be intentional and purposeful in loving our neighbors. Hopefully, things get better before the end of December, but if they don't, at least you'll be ready and your ministry won't skip a beat. Just because COVID may cancel Christmas this year doesn't mean that the work of the church stops. If anything, now is the time for the body of Christ to move into action. At this time, I'd like to read a segment from a popular Christmas story that I hope resonates with you in this season. And the Grinch with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow stood puzzling and puzzling, how could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas perhaps means a little bit more?
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Blackbar. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Blackbar podcast, released every single week, where we go more into depth into the topics we talk about in these videos. In addition, if you would like to join the Blackbar volunteer team and help make content or help other struggling churches on our Discord, make sure to check out the link in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.